So guys, what if I told you that the grandson of one of Africa's most feared dictators just got caught in a real-life scandal so twisted it makes House of Cards look like a church sermon? Yeah, welcome to the wild, disturbing, and outrageously dark story of Baltasar Ebang Engonga Alú, the golden boy of Equatorial Guinea's ruling family. We're talking alleged rape, diplomatic immunity, abuse of power, political cover-ups, and somehow leaked sex tapes. Oh yeah, this one's gonna be messy. Before we get to the scandal, you need to understand the backdrop. Equatorial Guinea, a small oil-rich country in West Africa, population just under 2 million. But this tiny nation has been ruled by President Teodoro Obiang Igoma Umposogo since 1982. That's longer than 90% of African countries have had stable governments. Teodoro is the longest serving president in the world. His family basically owns the country. They don't just rule, they run everything. Government ministries, national oil, even media. Now, this guy's regime has been accused of corruption, human rights violation, torture, and looting billions from state resources. His son, Teodoro Obiang, the one who owns $30 million mansions in Malibu, a Bugatti Veyron, and once allegedly spent $275,000 on Michael Jackson's memorabilia. And that brings us to Baltasar, the grandson and the newest embarrassment in the Obiang dynasty. Baltasar Ebang Engonga Alú sounds like royalty. Well, in Equatorial Guinea, he kinda is. He was appointed as a diplomatic representative in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. A nice way of saying we gave him a government job to party in another country with immunity. Reports say he was well connected, influential and untouchable, basically walking embodiment of privilege. And then allegations started surfacing. In early 2024, a young Congolese woman came forward with serious accusations. She says Baltasar sexually assaulted her multiple times inside the official diplomatic residence. She alleges she was lured with promises of legal help, and once inside, Baltasar became violent, forced himself on her, and threatened to arrest her if she spoke out. He said I had no rights. He told me I would disappear if I tried to report it. She was held for 2 days, mentally traumatized, physically violated, and guess what happened when she escaped and went to the authorities? Nothing, because Baltasar had something better than innocence: diplomatic immunity. As pressure mounted in Kinshasa, instead of cooperating with investigations, Baltasar fled the country. Not sneaking across the border, nah, this man was airlifted back to Equatorial Guinea by presidential order. Sources claim the Equatorial Guinean government recalled him for his safety, basically shielding him from prosecution. Even worse, some insiders claim he was given a new appointment back home. Let that sink in. A young woman alleges she was raped by a powerful government figure. She files a complaint, and he's flown out like a damn VIP guest. That's not justice, that's straight up state-sponsored immunity. Now, if you thought things couldn't get more disturbing, buckle up. Not long after the allegations, leaked sex tapes involving Baltasar began surfacing online. It's unclear who leaked them, but what's clear is that Baltasar was seen in compromising positions with several women, in diplomatic quarters, on government property. Some tapes appear to show non-consensual acts, others are just straight-up porn, with national flags in the background. Yeah, we're talking about a man who used his government residence as a personal brothel. Legal experts say this could amount to criminal misuse of state facilities, human trafficking, and sexual abuse under diplomatic disguise. And this is where things get really depressing, because this isn't just one man acting out, it's a pattern of behavior within authoritarian regimes. You give unchecked power to a family, you surround them with yes men, you give them immunity, wealth, jets, weapons, and suddenly they think they are gods. We've seen it with Idi Amin, Gaddafi's sons, even Teodoro Obiang himself, who has been convicted of money laundering in France and Switzerland, but still works free. While the elites fly in private jets, over 2/3 of Equatorial Guineans live on less than $2 a day. There's barely functioning hospitals, schools are underfunded, but Baltasar's over here filming softcore flicks in the ambassador's bedroom. It's not just criminal, it's insulting. Now, you would think such a disturbing scandal, the African Union, the United Nations, or even the French press would be all over this. But nope, no sanctions, no condemnation, barely any coverage. The Congolese government made a statement, but beyond that, crickets. Because guess what? Equatorial Guinea is an oil partner to many European and Asian nations. No one wants to rock the boat, and that silence, that's complicity. As of now, the PDGE expelled him from the party, an almost unheard of move against a member of the Obiang dynasty. Then came the impeachment. Although he held no formal elected office, his advisory roles and influence within the party made him a political figure. The party publicly stripped him of all powers. But the biggest shock came when security forces arrested Baltasar not for embezzlement, not for money laundering, but for moral misconduct, indecent acts, and causing reputational damage to the state and presidency. International human rights group raised eyebrows. Was this a turning point for the Obiang regime, a cleansing of its corrupt elites, or was Baltasar simply a scapegoat to save face? Let's be real. According to investigative journalists at Fact Checkers Africa, it wasn't about justice, it was about shame, the sexual nature of the scandal, the viral leaks, and the international embarrassment forced the regime to act. President Obiang, already grooming Theodorin as his successor, couldn't afford another family member tainting the dynasty. Baltasar became a political sacrifice. Baltasar's story isn't just about sex and scandal, it's about the thin line between power and punishment. He was untouchable until he wasn't. Some say he got what he deserved. Others say he was just a pawn in a bigger game used, discarded and forgotten. One thing is clear, his story shook Equatorial Guinea, and it may have opened the door, even slightly, for future dissent and change. If someone from the ruling family can fall, anyone can. Today, Baltasar sits in Black Beach Prison, one of Africa's most notorious facilities, the same prison where dissidents are tortured and journalists disappear. He receives no visitors, no legal team, his wealth has vanished. His name has been wiped from official records. It is as if he never existed. He wasn't jailed for stealing public money, he was jailed for showing the world what happens behind the palace doors. Youth activists say the scandal reveals a deeper root in Equatorial Guinea's political system, one where morality is weaponized selectively, and justice is only served when it's politically convenient. The Baltasar Ebang Engonga story isn't over. It's just one chapter in the long twisted saga of Equatorial Guinea's ruling dynasty. A chapter soaked in scandal, silence and secrets. What comes next? Only time will tell.